career opportunities for commerce graduates, organized by Vidya Vikas Mandal's Shree Damodar College of Commerce and Economics. I am Cheryl Sanchez, Assistant Professor in Commerce. The domain of commerce is ever evolving and growing. It has a huge expanse in terms of its scope and its magnitude. Commerce education imparts an experience of the business world in all its manifestations. It equips the students with diverse specialized skills that help them excel in different functional areas of trade, industry, and commerce. This panel discussion is organized with the objective of making the prospective students aware about the diverse career opportunities available to the commerce graduates. I now request the chieftain of our college, Professor Preeta Malya, to please give the welcome address.
Thank you, Cheryl. A very warm welcome to Mr. Nitin Kukolkar, who is President of Vidya Vikas Mandal, Mr. Dr. Harip Khanapuri, CA Shashikant Shenoy, and Ms. Grace Dikuna, who are our panelists for the day. Also, a warm welcome to Mr. Ladakh, who is Chairman of the Goa Management Association and very closely associated with the college. He's with us in all our ventures. As Cheryl's put it very well, that the commerce graduates have a plethora of opportunities available for them, and very importantly, this is something I firmly believe, that the commerce undergraduate program is a very diverse kind of a program. It has so many different courses where students get a taste of different areas where it is possible for them to work after they graduate. So the kind of careers that commerce education prepares a student for, it is not as specialized as, let us say, a computer science education or a botany education. There are so many things that a commerce graduate can do. In fact, there are so many that I think students get confused. We thought, 3 years ago, we started this, that before we start the academic year, let us give students a brief as to what is it that they could possibly do post their graduation. And then they could work back from that, take the requisite courses, do the additional skill courses that we offer, and in general, get these 3 years to get ready for that career when they finally graduate. So with that in mind, this year we thought we'd do it slightly differently. Instead of calling one person to speak about all the possible careers, the program teachers, they all sat together and they thought it would be a better idea to get a panel to discuss the careers. And leading, of course, is Mr. Nitin Kukolkar. He will just give us a wide overview of the world as it is today and where commerce education should be. And from there, I think we can start the panel discussion. I welcome I think there are some present students also here, current students. So I welcome all the students, possibly a few parents also, for this panel discussion. And thank you all for accepting our invitation to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Nitin Kukolkar, President of Vidya Vikas Mandal, is an accomplished personality. He has an enormous expertise in the field of commerce. Sir, I request you to please address the audience.
Thank you, Cheryl. First of all, a very good morning to everyone. And my colleague at Vidya Vikas Mandal, Dr. Preeta, Principal of Damodar College. My friend, Amin Ladakh, Shashikant Shenoy, Harip, and teachers who have participated here, and most importantly, students who are going to be joining our institution. I welcome you all to this seminar or workshop on career opportunities, and I must really thank Preeta for enabling this. It has come at a very appropriate time where people are struggling to know the career choices. It looks very easy to select commerce, arts, science, engineering, but you don't know what to do forward on that. And I think it's a very appropriate step. I also would enable gradually in our institution a very strong career counseling process wherein we guide on a case-to-case basis to the students on what they can opt for their career rather than being, we need to respect the differential intelligence, differential abilities, differential uh, backgrounds that they have and see what can be best suited for their life. We run Vidya Vikas Mandal with the sole aim of transforming the society through education, and that is our larger motto, wherein we want to give really the best to the students so that they are in a position to lead their life very successfully. In this context, I really welcome you all to our Damodar College, and indeed it makes me nostalgic because I'm an ex-student of this college. I graduated in 1988, and that time the life was different, structure was different, and commerce education means like you just focus either on a chartered accountancy or some clerical jobs. I don't think anyone used to think beyond clerical jobs. So either or you look after your family business or something like that. Life was such that no one had a vision, no one had actually a thought what they would be doing except these 2 3 areas. But the time the markets also were that, system was that India was not a very open economy, very closed door things. But post 1992, when India opened up to the world, things started changing very drastically. 98 onwards, we started participating in the global trade platforms like WTO, ITA agreements. Then you started getting into FTAs with the globe. The trade blocks started coming up. Multilateral and bilateral treaties also were getting signed. So India started becoming part of the global business. And with the revolution in technology, especially information technology, the world actually became like a very small village where everything started getting visible day by day. If you look at today's global internet penetration, which is around 4 billion, which is expected to be 8 billion by 2030, which means the way world will think, world will discover, world will innovate, world will change in terms of behavior, customs, individual tastes, preferences, everything would go through a change. See, look at the things like 5G that are coming in front of us. Look at the global structure that is changing. Today, if you want to buy something from US, it's just on a click of a button. In our times, if you were to get something from US, it used to take 3 to 6 months. That those were the challenges. So world has become a small village, and Indian business also have gone through a major change. Indian ecology, Indian economy, Indian ecosystem of business have gone through a major change. It's become global. Several Indians moved out of India, and I'm not talking about only IT engineers, I'm talking about non-IT engineers, to look out for opportunities. It's not only India, the globe is giving you the opportunities. For example, today Japan, the demography of Japan and some of the European countries like Germany and all, the demography, the aging population is going to be very high. To such an extent that they are not even having working population, especially in non-teaching. To what extent you will manage by automation? It's not possible. So the demand for Indian skill sets, even in non-technical lines, is emerging like crazy. Are we prepared for that? Are we prepared for that? Why do we only look at opportunities of earning few thousands in the vicinity of Goa or India? Japan has given a requirement of 3 lakh people. Out of that, almost 100,000 were engineers. The Indian External Affairs Ministry is working over it. Many other countries are looking out for professionals. They don't want hi-fi people. They want people who have adequate skills. So they want to pick up people, train them on technology. They are willing to take commerce students, they are willing to take art students and drive them towards growth. So this is the global platform which is available for each one of us, especially the students who would be emerging into the new set of our economy or new emerging world. So when we join commerce stream now, or you all join commerce stream, first thing you should have a global outlook and not a very Margao centric or Goa centric or India centric or Asia centric outlook. It should be a global outlook that will transform you. Does commerce education bring limitations? Absolutely no. Commerce is just the opening of vast of opportunities. I'm a commerce student, but today I have led substantial technology companies. I've led technology areas, including maintenance, repairs, engineering. I led means virtually on the job, except that I did not repair and all, but from a management perspective, I led. I have so many examples. Today, I am leading India's most powerful institution in Delhi, that is MAIT, which is Manufacturers Association of Information Technology, where each of the IT hardware company managing directors and leaders are available. Many of them are technocrats, but I am the only guy who got elected for 5 years, being a commerce graduate. The reason I'm saying being a commerce graduate is not a limitation. It's a bigger strength because there is enough science in commerce, enough arts in commerce, and commerce is the way forward if you tap it correctly. So what you need is an attitude of learning, attitude of developing your skills, developing your approach, developing your attitude, developing your mind, and not only on academics but beyond academics. And that is where we at Damodar College are looking very aggressively. We don't want to be a just mere college where we just read out some syllabus. We don't want to rely too much on university also to impart education, because the universities also we have seen across India are legacy centric. We want to create our Damodar College as a center of future education. We want to because education is given for future and not for legacy. Unfortunately, most of these universities don't understand this. It is our job to create a model, obviously, that others follow. So we are trying to work out on how do we work on development of various other aspects. Career counseling, of course, is one of the soft thing, but we would like to train people on personality, on the language. Commerce education also should teach you substantially on language. We should have a substantial understanding of geography. You look at China, especially after expansionist approach of China, when they started creating Obor and so many other concepts, what they were trying to expand the markets and the business only by understanding best of geography. The whole focus has moved toward geography. The world is connected on language. You need to only you should not only even beyond English. Try to learn other languages. Try to learn even Portuguese. 7 to 8 countries uh, talk Portuguese. It is you need to learn French. You need to understand Chinese. Otherwise, today I heard one of the speeches of our Mr. Ma of Alibaba. He said, "Look, every country Chinese people are penetrating and they are learning their local languages very fast. Show me how many people from those countries have learned Chinese." And that's the trick. And today we say China is a threat, but China is not a threat. It could be an opportunity. If we understand Chinese language, we can also contain them. As a patriotic, we should also learn the language of other nations so that tomorrow this does not become our weak point. It becomes our strength of the nation and strength of our business and strength of our growth also. So when we are commerce students, my very humble request, try to be diverse. And today we are happy that we are also getting some of the students which we got are having excellent academic record. And I really look forward to them also to be a leader in their area. And it is not only the teachers should teach the student, but I also would like some of the bright students also to carry forward the message of learning and developing their peers in such a way that we create a chain of learning and chain of developing each of the student here. From my side, as a president of Vidya Vikas Mandal, you be assured that I will be sensitive to the requirements of the future of education. We are structure. We are trying to upgrade our library to become one of the best, not only Goa, but we are definitely the best today. But we want to be one of the best in the country. We are going to give you as much as facilities as you ask for it. The choice is you need to ask and we will give you. That's our commitment. We want the best and excellence in commerce education. I used to always feel bad in the beginning of my career when people used to say, oh, what is Nitin? Nitin is not an engineer, a commerce guy. I used to feel bad. So I said, I will change the perspective of commerce student. And today, my mission is to make commerce education as one of the most powerful education. Nothing that IITians and IIMs do, let me be very frank. Only thing, the input what they get is the best. The best of the talent is picked and they say, okay, we are now the best. It's not that only the game played by educational institution, it is also the input. So today, unfortunately, we need to pick up little bit of talent. We have challenges, people coming from different diverse areas, but our commitment is to transform them. And I would urge all my teachers and especially Preeta, this is what last 6 months I've been constantly talking to my team at Vidya Vikas. Our job is to transform, and everything that in that value addition process we have to do as a management, we are very sensitive. We will give it to you. You ask and we will give. That will be our motto. But it should be towards excellence in commerce education. So tomorrow when you all lead this economy, lead this country, lead this nation, lead this globe, we want to say these are the students of Damodar College which have brought pride to the nation. And our mission is to work towards it. Hundreds of opportunities with the growth of fintech. Fintech today is only at 1%. Fintech is going to grow like crazy. Crazy means crazy. It can go beyond 100 $200 billion economy in next 5 years. India has signed several FTAs with ASEAN, Singapore, and they recently signed with Australia. They are going to sign with UK. It's almost closed. The signing, I mean, the content is being worked out. It's closed. Singapore is a very favorable treaty. It's time that we also create opportunities. Vidya Vikas Mandal can also be a startup ecosystem center for all Goan-based commerce students. We will not restrict only for people of Damodar College because our commitment is to the state and to the students. So we should create a center of excellence to create a lot of startups in fintech, which could be diverse. So when you are going to be in fintech, only knowledge of accounting will not help you. Understanding of different topics, including a little bit of technology, will help you. See, I have invested in few startups. I've seen how they work. I have picked up one legal law student, one of the law, it's Prita knows. Today, Ramdurai and all from TCS has invested in that company. I mean, she never backed out saying that I'm just a lawyer and non-technical. So today, the opportunities are coming in a big way. Fintech only can absorb all commerce students of the country in next 10 years. That kind of potential exists. The future and opportunities for commerce students are not going to be like the clerk and all. You are going to be a commercial scientist. The concept of commercial innovator, commercial scientist is going to emerge. Today, there is a concept of data scientist, right? Because the data explosions, data ML, AL brought in data scientists. Very soon, you will see a commercial scientist concept getting emerged with the growth of fintech. Damodar College and Vidya Vikas Mandal should be one of the pioneer in this line. And this is where we need to work on. So there are 100 other opportunities. Prita has very specifically told me, you have a habit of talking long, but restrict it to long, but restrict it to very short. So I conclude on my speech. I thank you for your patience. I wish this event a great success. I'm grateful to Prita again and grateful to very distinguished panelists like Mr. Harib, whom I know personally, Mr. Shenoy, very eminent personality, and Madam Grace Dikuna, and of course my evergreen friend Amir Ladakh. So thank you all, and I wish all my students best of their time in Damodar College. You need anything that matters in terms of your growth, talk to principal or you talk to me. We'll make sure things happen for you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, Nitin Kukulekar, for your address. And as you always say, there is enough of arts in commerce and there is enough of science in commerce. And commerce is definitely the way forward. And being a commerce student is our greatest strength. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We are happy to have amongst us renowned personalities participating in today's panel discussion. Sir C.A. Shashikant Shenoy, partner at Deloitte, is a proud alumnus of Damodar College. His key skills are IFRS, financial reporting, tax, statutory audit, due diligence, internal controls, and corporate governance. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
We have amongst us Ms. Grace Takuna. She is the Assistant Vice President of Axis Bank. She is also an alumnus of our college and has completed her post-graduation in business management at Mumbai. She began her banking career in Mumbai in HDFC Bank and has served with HDFC for 17 years, after which she has joined Axis Bank and has handled several roles in retail branch banking. Coming to our own fraternity, we have amongst us Dr. Harib Khanapuri, Associate Professor at Goa Business School, Goa University. Sir has 20 years of teaching experience at the postgraduate as well as the undergraduate levels. His expertise is in the area of data analysis and finance and has conducted several workshops in the areas of applied statistics, time series, and panel data and econometrics. Dr. Harib has authored and 5 books in accounting, finance, marketing, and general management, and has also published various articles in journals. We regret that the Executive Director of the House of Rajaram N.S. Pandekar will not be able to attend, will not be able to join us today for the panel discussion due to a medical emergency. We welcome you all and let us take it forward and begin with the panel discussion. Sir Shashikant Shenoy, sir, I would like to begin the discussion with you.
Yes.
So if you could tell us what are the recent trends emerging in the areas of accounting, taxation, and auditing?
Yes. I think first of all, I think I would like to thank the panel and the entire Vidya Vikas Mandal for giving me this opportunity. Like I think you introduced, I am an alumni of Damodar College. I passed out in 2000. And, Madam Preeta was my economics professor at that point of time. And she had a very, very critical role to play in where I stand today. So I'm extremely thankful to her. And as well as I think I can assure all of you as students and as parents that you are in extremely safe hands because I've got the opportunity to interact both with Nitin, who is our president of Vidya Vikas Mandal, as well as Madam Preeta Malya. I think they are extremely, well placed to guide all of you in your next career moves. Now, in terms of coming to the question as to what we are seeing in the area of accounting, right? I think one of the key areas, and Nitin sir gave a good background of it, is even in these areas, technology is touching us in a big way, right? I think there is a lot of focus on automation within accounting, within taxation, and within auditing as well, right? So that's clearly emanating as a big theme. In fact, I started my career with the traditional accounting, auditing, and tax kind of areas. Now, I see a lot of involvement of technology in the way we deliver things to our clients. So therefore, technology now is not a vertical. And what I mean by that is now technology is embedded in every program in school and college curriculums. So earlier used to have, Bachelor of Computer Science, right? Or BE in Computers and Technology. Now you have technology embedded in commerce, you have technology embedded in arts. So what I mean is technology is now cutting through all the different programs, because technology is not a domain of only science professionals. It is a domain of everyone, whether it is science, commerce, or arts. I think, and Nitin sir alluded to that in his context setting. So that's the first clear trend that is emerging from a automation point of view. If you look at some of the other trends, there is a lot of focus on cloud. And what I mean by cloud is that traditionally organizations were managing their accounting using computers where the data was residing in their premises. Now there is a big focus on cloud, which means that the accounting can happen as you are on your go. Let's say you are traveling from Margao to Panjim, okay, on official work, and you have to process some transactions. You can do it on your mobile phone. That's the power of cloud. And I think that's also happening in a large way in the industry. The third area again is again Nitin sir alluded to it, is commercial scientist. What it means is, today with transactions multiplying, you have a large volume of data that is available to you, whether it is on transactions, whether it is on reports, financial statements, various aspects, right? The commercial scientist will play an important role in analyzing that data and providing inputs to business to take those decisions. So therefore, I think it is relevant for all of us to have some data analytics courses. There are host of data analytic courses which are available today in on the network domains. If you look at the likes of Simply Learn, or the upgrades and Unacademy, you will find plenty of courses on those platforms which will help you to together with your commerce curriculum. It will go a long way in giving you that skill set that you look forward to when you take your take your leap of faith in the career, whether it is from a entrepreneurship perspective or whether it is from a corporate sector perspective. The next trend that I have seen again is blockchain. Again, blockchain is being used in finance in a large way. Still early days for blockchain, but slowly and steadily it is finding a presence in the commerce segment. So you will see a lot of these terms, blockchain, cloud analytics, in your curriculum, or in your as you cross paths with different people, right? For 2-3 other things or trends that I see again from an audit or tax perspective is, there is a lot of forensic tools which are available in the market today, because as there are corporate failures, there are frauds where accountants and the artificial intelligence specialists have kind of gone, which are happening across multifold. So that's an interesting area for you to ponder over, because I see that as an clearly emanating area for focus. We have now self-audit tools. So for example, traditional auditors may not be needed about 5 to 10 years down the line, because the ERP platform, which is your SAP or Oracle, they have inbuilt audit tools in their ERP system, which means that the skills that you will need will change. So you may not need to do traditional auditing, but what you will have to do is essentially build the rules in the technology platform for self-audit, such that any independent person can check the technology configuration, and you cannot do it without accounting knowledge. So therefore, functional specialists in accounting will play a larger role in in technology is what we see from the trends that we are seeing in the market. And some of the other advantages that this group has, I'll tell you from my experience. I think we Goans have a very good English speaking skills, and that actually is an advantage to all of us to make an impact in the marketplace, because nowadays, as I see and as we look at opportunities, we see that this skill is extremely critical for you to make a mark in the society, right? I think, and also as you are confident in your communication and articulation, your leadership skills are also at play. So I think some of these trends I see from accounting, audit, and tax perspective. But largely, if you look at all these matters that I've talked about, most revolve around technology. So those are some of the trends that I see from my experience of dealing with so many corporates across the board. Is there any other question that I can address? I'll be happy to do that.
Thank you, sir. So we will come back to you for another question.
Sure.
Yes, thank you for your inputs about the trends in the power of cloud computing, commercial scientists, blockchain, and also the advantage of having a good command over the language, being Goans. I would like to ask Ma'am Grace Lacuna. Ma'am, what are the recent trends emerging in the areas of banking and insurance?
Yeah, so good morning, everyone, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this platform. Being an ex-student of Damodar College, I think it gives me an immense pleasure to be on this platform and talk about my experience. So first and foremost, I think the biggest trends that we have been going through is the digitization. And I think everybody is witnessing it all around us. Today, everybody is only talking about the digital transformation that is happening, everywhere, be it the banking industry, be it the insurance industry, be it, I think, any other industry that we are looking at, there is a major transformation happening. So digitalization, when I mean digitalization, there are different type of digital transformation that is happening in the bank. So even if I talk about a simple thing like the mobile banking, okay, gone were the days when we were so traditional. In fact, it reminds me way back 2 decades ago when I started my banking career, it was completely, I think, on an offline mode. The traditional method of banking, where I literally learned how to write the book, and the journey has been a complete transformation 20 years ago. And today, what I've seen in the bank is like completely different. So it's much more seamless, it's much more paperless, and it's much more user friendly, where people are customers are also getting adapted to the technology that is brought in by the bank. The other things are like the unified payments, okay, the interfaces, different type of interfaces, the payment solutions that the banks are offering to clients. So if we talk about the RTGS payments, we talk about the NEFT, we talk about the funds transfers, customers would come to the bank and again give us all these physical transactions in the bank. But today we are seeing the whole, this whole set of customers are moving into the digital technology. So again, we can talk about artificial intelligence, the kind of inputs that we get in the bank. I mean, there is, that old era is over where we had to sit and look out for data. We had to find out on manual MISs. But today, the system is so strong that it gives us triggers on various kind of transactions and various kind of customers that we have in the bank. It helps us to work on these customers. So I think these are the major trends that I have been seeing, and I think it's a long way to go for us, because the banks are going to adopt this technology, and it's only going to be a digitalization going forward. So I would request each one, especially the youngsters, I think we have to be really educating our own self and also educating the others, to get on this digital platform, because going forward only digital is going to be the way of life. So these are the main important trends that I am seeing.
Thank you, ma'am. for letting us know about the impact of digitalization in insurance and banking sector as well. Uh, Dr. Harip Khanapuri, sir, what do you see as the recent trends and the options available for the commerce graduates in higher education?
Harip, just unmute, please.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you, Cheryl, and very good morning to my co-panelists and all the other people who are present here. Thank you for having me here. Yes, with respect to your question, Cheryl, about the emerging trends in higher education, I think Shree Nitin Kunkolkar sir has actually given a good opening to this whole discussion, and especially because he focused on the IT, and my other co-panelists also spoke about the implications of information technology in their respective areas. And it's nothing different even for higher education. In fact, we are seeing a lot of implications of IT and digital transformation that is actually taking place even in the field of higher education. So I completely endorse the viewpoints of my co-panelists as well as Shree Nitinji, where we all are actually emphasizing on being not just IT literate, but thinking beyond the IT literacy now. And because these things are coming up in a big way in all the domains. Am I audible, Cheryl?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Just let me know in case there is an issue.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, there is a bit of internet fluctuation on my side. That's why. Okay. Yeah. So that is now in the context of higher education, we are seeing it from both the sides. The penetration of IT from both the sides, in the sense like from the learner's perspective as well as from the teacher's perspective. Since we have a lot of students here, let's talk about the learner's perspective first. In terms of learning opportunities that are growing on account of digitization in the higher education, I think it's enormous now. We have a lot of IT-based platforms, web-based platforms that are emerging. A couple of those things have already been mentioned by my co-panelists over here, like Upgrade or Unacademy, etc. But apart from that, of course, we have other platforms as well, like Coursera, for example, or for that matter, Udemy or edX, etc., which are providing n number of courses now to the students. So students of commerce who are doing a regular degree program in physical mode in the classroom today have enormous opportunities in terms of simultaneously enrolling into these kind of additional diplomas, certificates, certificate programs, etc., via the online platforms that we just talked about. And the best part is, while you'll be studying in very good college in offline mode like Damodar College, you also have an opportunity of studying in very reputed institutions through the online platforms. And so many programs, certificate, diploma, degree programs are today available across the domains. So if you're pursuing a degree in commerce and you're interested in the area of marketing, there are n number of marketing courses and programs that are available there. If you're interested in accounting, there are n number of courses and programs that are available on all these platforms, right? And in fact, platforms like Udemy, for example, they provide you self-paced learning opportunities. So there is no compulsion of timing and that is followed. As long as you're interested in acquiring some good skills, acquiring some additional qualifications that you would like to add up to your resume, besides your regular BCom degree, for example, that you'll be studying or pursuing in physical mode, you can, at your own pace, study or pursue these different courses. And as these students study for 3-year degree program in Damodar College, for example, they can also simultaneously, during those 3 years, attend this online. We have private colleges which are offering, which are actually now, bringing in a lot of professionalism. Let me just talk about what Nitinji said about how he visualizes Damodar College to be. I mean, that's quite interesting that you are actually talking about bringing in a complete change in the manner in which you operate an educational institution. And that is definitely going to be of a huge benefit to the students, to the learners, because now when we talk about bringing that kind of professionalism in higher education institution, then certainly what we see is, apart from teaching position, we are opening up more career opportunities for the students. So such institutions with this kind of philosophy and the private universities, etc., for example, they are today talking about having human resource managers in their institutions. They are talking about marketing managers. They are talking about investment managers. I mean, it's quite a practice in foreign countries. A lot of universities have a lot of endowment funds, huge money to be managed, and therefore they appoint investment managers, etc. And we are seeing, we possibly are going to see those kind of positions also emerging in higher education institutions. So it's not just teaching or faculty positions, but yes, commerce graduates can look forward to a number of other openings in the area of administration. If you look at some of the universities, they're advertising the posts they have advertised, particularly in the administrative side, you will think you will wonder whether it's an educational institution or it's a corporate entity, because the designation names, etc., are almost the same like any other corporate entity, like human resource manager or marketing head, business development head, etc. So these are some of the other opportunities that are emerging for commerce graduates. Over to you, Cheryl.
Thank you, Dr. Harip Khanapuri, and for giving us an overview about the So you two have given us an overview about the various opportunities that the students have in the areas of accounting, taxation, and finance. So to add to what Dr. Khanapuri has just told us, what more could the students do to be prepared to take up such positions in the future while they are pursuing their BCom degree? And also, if you could touch upon the industry expectations that the industry has from the students, and in what ways do you think that our students are lacking that they could work upon?
Okay, I think good question. First of all, I don't think our students are lacking in any manner, because I'm myself a product of the college many years back, and I know for a fact that our students, at least from a Goan fraternity perspective, are extremely gifted. So I think from a skill point of view, what I think is relevant for all the aspiring commerce graduates on this call is, one, to sharpen their communication skills, because I'm again harping on this. This is extremely relevant for them to make an impact in this corporate sector, because that's something which is looked upon as the criteria number one when we look at candidates for evaluation. So strong communication skill has to be developed. So if people think they have a scope to make further progress there, they should think about taking up courses which are alongside the BCom program, to also sharpen their communication skills. Second is a lot of focus on presentation and articulation, because while you may be good in English, but if you are not able to communicate a message, that again becomes a limitation. So I think that's second, which is very important. And there could be some debates, group discussions within the college curriculum which can facilitate this. The third area, and again, is while there are a lot of internet or online programs which are available, don't compromise on the offline program. That would be my advice to all the students, because offline program is by far the most effective program. So you need to be completely clued in with the offline program that the college is offering, and develop a lot of deep expertise in commerce and accounting fundamentals. And that is extremely relevant, because we are not looking at, when we, look at commerce graduates who start their career, we are looking at 3 or 4 things. We are looking at good communication skills. We're looking at good presentation skills. We look at whether the subject which is taken up by the candidate, he is able to explain his knowledge of the subject. And that also, I mean, now again from an industry point of view, they look at a lot of specialists. So generic people do not get as much preference as specialists. So for example, if you have specialized in the electives which are, let's say, accounting or auditing, you will be evaluated on those skills, and therefore developing a specialization in those skills is important. And last but not the least, which has been a theme of this discussion here, you need to demonstrate your knowledge of the technology as well, because and like Professor Harip also mentioned, it is now beyond awareness of the technology, but getting deeper into certain aspects of technology which will have alignment with the commerce as a stream. I think this will be a good combination of skills that will take all of you a long way in your career journey.
Thank you, sir, and for letting us know about the importance of good communication skills, presentation skills, articulation, and also having specialized knowledge in a particular field. Moving on to Ma'am Grace, would you like to add on to this? I mean, we have spoken about, you have discussed about digitalization being very important as a recent trend in banking and insurance. What more could the students do to be updated and be more employable in this sector?
Yeah, so I think I totally agree with Shashikant and Harip, where I also find the same. I think we come from a platform where our students are very smart. They are adapted to technology, and they have everything with them. I remember when I started my career, all that you required was the confidence. I think today what I see is many of our students, they have everything in them, but they lack a little bit of confidence. So I strongly suggest, that students should be much more confident. Their communication skills are very important, because the more you talk, the more you present yourself in front of the management, you are always noticed and you go a long way. The same thing whenever we interact with our customers, we can create a lasting impression, the relationships that we build with our customers, the business that we bring in. And I think personally also it helps us grow professionally, because when we are proactive, when we are self-motivated, when we have a certain level of discipline in ourselves, I think it takes us a long way. So I think leadership, communication skills, proactiveness, the confidence, I would just stress on confidence, because I have been interviewing a lot of students, and I have seen there are very good students coming in for interviews, but sometimes they just lack the confidence. But they have it all in them. It's just that they just have to open up their personality, and I'm sure we can help a lot of our young commerce graduates to get in jobs in banking, because today banking is one industry which is really offering a lot of opportunities to young students, and we are really waiting for our own goals to come in and join, banking and insurance. So I would again request our students to actually work on this front, like growing on your personality, having the positive attitude. You really want to make a career in banking. I think we need to grow towards that path. That I will be having this positive attitude, and the other skills I think are quite common, like time management, your team coordination. I think as a the team, it's very important for us, to realize that we have to be a part. We have to be a team player. I cannot stand aloof and say that I'm going to perform on my own. But those skills are also very important, because we all work as a team. So I'm sure and I'm confident that our college has got the right kind of students, and with this kind of an interaction and opportunity, we can definitely talk to the students, and we can help them, we can guide and support them, and we would really want more of our commerce students joining in the banking and the insurance industry.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving us an overview about being confident, developing a personality, and the importance of being a good team player in developing such skills. Uh, as Ma'am Grace just said, Sir Harip Khanapuri, Sir, being from the teaching fraternity, what challenges do you see as educators, as in what can we do to mold our students so that that they encounter once they go out into the industry? What more could we do, or how could we face such challenges of making our students more equipped so that they could meet the industry requirements?
Hari, please unmute, Hari.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think we have switched from online to offline, so we are forgetting these things. Okay, anyway, so now, the question is about how we prepare our students for the environment in the industry. I think a lot has been said about, and in fact, the resource persons here on the panel have provided a lot of information about the expectations of the industry, and students need to take note of that. What is very important is what kind of approach and attitude a student has at the time of enrollment into a program like, say, BCom, and what kind of attitude and approach they maintain throughout that learning duration of that particular program. One thing students need to understand that they shouldn't be enrolling into a BCom program just because it is one of the most important, most known program that is there. A lot of my friends are enrolling into this program, and so I have enrolled into it, etc., etc. What is extremely important is to this is the right age and stage where you keep a perspective of where you want to go, at the end of this journey of 3 years. Or probably you may even plan another 2 years in learning program in the form of a master's degree, etc. So where do you want to see yourself at the end of this 3-year or 5-year journey? That is something that I think the students should really think about and plan about, because that is going to actually help them to ask the right questions during the period of study, select the right kind of electives, for their program. There are a lot of certification programs, etc., that colleges are offering nowadays, and I'm sure Damodar College also offers a number of such programs. If students keep this approach and attitude in mind, they will be automatically motivated to enroll into those additional certification programs, etc., that the colleges are actually that the college is offering. So it is going to be a very enriching journey if the end goal is actually kept in mind. So you will automatically enroll yourself into all those skill-based initiatives that the college is undertaking, or even outside the college, wherever such opportunities come, you will automatically enroll yourself into those skill-oriented programs. Which skills, what skills, etc., has already been spoken about by my co-panelists. So students, I'm sure, have already taken note of that. So whether it is IT or communication skills or interpersonal skills, etc., college and the agencies outside the college, who probably might even get associated with the college, might provide all these different platforms to the students. Students, if they have the right, if they have the defined, if they know what they're lacking in, if they know where they want, what kind of accomplishment they want to see in themselves at the end of the BCom program or at the end of the master's program, etc., they will automatically enroll into all these different programs and acquire those additional skills. So all these different skills that we are talking about in terms of interpersonal skills, communication skills, maintaining your emotional balance, your ability to stand up for the challenges, different, or for that matter, negotiation skills or digital skills, etc. Whatever that we are actually talking about, even software skills, software application skills, like you are studying accounting, you can simultaneously enroll into a specialized Tally program that probably could be offered by the college. All these different things that are available, students need to look at the educational offerings from a college from a very comprehensive perspective and point of view. It's not that I'm doing a BCom program because yes, others are also doing, so I'm also doing. But rather, this is what I want to achieve at the end of the 3 years. These are the skills that I want to see in myself. These are the abilities and attributes and qualities that I want to have in myself. And for the knowledge purpose, knowledge in the field of commerce, I have enrolled myself into a BCom program. But if I'm lacking somewhere in interpersonal skills, if I'm lacking somewhere in, say, communication skill or presentation skills or digital skills, etc., then I should be enrolling into these different courses that the college is actually offering, or maybe the other agencies that are offering. If this is a perspective that is maintained, then I think the challenges even to the educators will get minimized. Right now, if we see, we offer a lot of programs as educational institution, and then we have to actually convince students or run behind them actually to tell them how it is actually useful, etc. I think part of the challenge will disappear or will at least get minimized if students who are enrolling into a commerce program maintain a goal-oriented approach as to where they want to see themselves at the end of 3 years. Once you graduate, you will see automatically that you have not just additional certification, but you are a person who is very different from what you were at the time of taking admission. That is something that is extremely important. You are very knowledgeable, more knowledgeable than what you were, and more skillful than what you were. If this is the approach that is maintained, then I think a lot of challenges today, not just for the student, but also for the educational institutions or educators, we the educators, it will certainly come down. We need to ensure that whatever contemporary developments that are taking place, they are incorporated in our curriculum, and the best is offered. I think commerce curriculum has changed significantly. It is not the same that probably Shashikant sir or Grace might have studied, or even I have studied, and it's certainly not. It will certainly not remain the same. Even in fact, I think the updates in the curriculum has to happen now more frequently, as more and more new concepts, new things are actually developing in practically every aspect and domain of commerce. So we need to ensure that those updates are available to us. If the entire curriculum, it's difficult to change the entire curriculum, then at least we have to ensure that we are offering some kind of certificate and additional programs. In fact, these developments we should be taking as an opportunity to offer more programs and more certification qualifications, etc., to the students. So that is something that I would say. And yes, since we have industry people present here, I would also say that one challenge that educational institutions face, especially while executing a program like that of in commerce, is the participation of the industry. Educational institutions need more and more an increasing participation and cooperation from the industry, I would say now, because commerce education is very practical, actually. And be it accounting, be it marketing, be it HR or economics or any other aspects, or IT or any other aspects that are covered here, we definitely would need cooperation from the industry more and more. It can be some short-term assignment, project-based cooperation, internship-based cooperation, all these kind of things, if they are very well integrated, if there is a good dialogue that is opened up between educational institutions and the industries within this state of Goa, and some kind of an exchange takes place, I think that will be really useful for all our students of commerce. Cheryl?
Thank you, sir, for your very important advice, both to the educators as well as to the students. All our panelists have achieved great heights in their respective fields. I would like to ask you all to share your success mantra so that you could inspire our audience and help us to also follow suit. Sir Shashikant Shenoy.
Yeah, so I think thanks for that question. I think there is only one success mantra. I think there is no substitute to hard work and dedication. I think no free lunches in the world. So I think everyone has to work very hard and has to be passionate about what they pursue. I think passion and hard work will go well along with dedication and give you the results that you're looking for in your life, right? From a contentment perspective, as well as from a reward and recognition perspective. So my mantra would be hard work, dedication and passion. Over to other co-panelists to share their mantras as well.
Yes, Ma'am Grace, if you could share your success mantra.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is one of my favorite questions, and I would definitely like to inspire, my students from Damodar College because if I look at my career graph 20 years ago and today where I am, I think it's been a big career graph for me. Like I've been only growing in the bank. So it's like, but again, I would say that I have put in a lot of efforts. I think I was very ambitious, so we need to have this hunger that, we have that ambition to climb up, or we want to climb up the corporate ladder, or we want to work hard. We want to achieve the dreams that we have set for ourselves. And it's not going to come easy at all. I think we have to put a lot of hard work, a lot of in the banking industry, insurance. So I think even in any other industry, as Shishikant and Arif has also said, it's the determination, it's the commitment, it's the discipline. I always tell my subordinates, it's not just going to come easy for us at all. We all have to really be disciplined on a daily basis. We have to show the dedicated effort. It's not easy. So being disciplined is one of the most important criteria in my life because having climbed the corporate ladder in the last 20 years, I think my discipline has taken me a long way. So I would really advise and give this, advice to my students is that just follow your dreams. It's very important to stay positive. It's very important in this world where digitalization is like, just around us. We just have to educate ourselves. We have to be we have to be online. What's going around us? The opportunities are immense. I would really request even the young graduates who have finished their graduation, you can please walk into the bank, talk to us, and share some experiences. You can learn from us. And I would like to give opportunity to our students from Damodar College because I have been talking to a lot of students from colleges. I think 15 days ago we did an RBI workshop at Chogle College, and the way the students were responding. So I would like to do the same here as well. And I really want the young students to take this inspiration from us here, where we have, I think, moved up and we have put in a lot of efforts to be there. I'm sure Shashikant and Arif and all others will agree on this as well. So,
Yeah.
all
In
the
fact,
best to each one.
I can't agree more actually, Grace.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Grace.
And Harip, to your point, I think happy to we keep taking interns from various colleges. Happy to open. I mean, I'll be keen to see how we can help the colleges in Goa, including Damodar College, which is my college, right?
Yes.
I passed out of. So I'm
Yes.
happy to see how I can be of any help, and including if there is an opportunity to come down and speak to students in person, happy to be there any moment.
I
Great.
think that
Thank you
makes
so
a
much.
lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense when we will be given this opportunity to come and talk to the students. Because I have seen that the students want to be there in the banking and insurance industry, but it's just that there is some kind of cobweb that is there in their mind. It's only about targets, but it's just not about targets. You can
Yes.
diversify, right? You can move
Yes.
into audit, you can move into operations, you can move into sales, you can move into business intelligence, you can move into investment banking. So there are so many roles. So I would really request the management of the college as well to get us involved, and we would like to be a part of such programs to educate the students.
I think Principal Ma'am and Cheryl, this is a point and the whole discussion to encash and devise suitable platform where industry can actually connect with the institution as early as possible. Of course,
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely, Hari. Thank you, Grace, for the offer. We'll definitely be reaching out to you, surely. Yeah,
Indeed.
thank you.
Thank you, Grace. Sir Harip, if you could also share your success mantra with us.
Okay. I think I think like that I have not achieved enough. Probably that keeps me going. I always feel there's still lots to learn. There is still lots to know. Of course, in a classroom setting, we stand in front of 60, 70 students, and then we deliver, and for which we prepare for hours, and we keep on reading continuously, etc. That's a typical higher education that you and me know of. But still, we feel, after every session, I think many of us get the feeling, okay, there's still a lot more to go, a lot more to offer to the students, and not a lot more to learn, for ourselves also, for that matter. So I keep actually enrolling into this, a lot of additional certification program. Of course, now at this stage, not really thinking of qualification as such, but in terms of acquiring skill. Enrolling into for example, initially I've always taught papers in accounting, and now shifted to econometrics. Of course, I'm doing that even now. And now when I see the emerging area of business analytics, I shifted to business analytics. And whatever that was necessary at each stage, maybe, like when I was teaching accounting, or when I was teaching econometrics, or today when I'm teaching business analytics, the relevant programs, the relevant opportunities that will, build in the necessary skills for me to deliver those respective things, be it accounting, be it econometrics or stats, or for that matter, business analytics. I exploited all those sorts of opportunities, and that's why I still feel, in fact, as I enroll into those kind of programs, those workshops, or what we call as a faculty development programs, etc., I still feel okay. There is still more to know. So it's I think that is something that keeps us going, keeps us motivated, and unknowingly, probably then, at the end of a particular time duration, you realize that, oh, you have done so many things, and now you can list out many more skills on your profile, and you probably can innovate in the classroom, bring in more subjects to teach, introduce new courses to teach to the students, and also equip them in those respective areas. So I think that is something that probably has helped me. And I would, in short, for the benefit of students, I can say that just be continuous learners. Don't stop at a degree. That's not a final thing. You have to be a continuous learner, because things will change in the industry, and to remain updated and to be in tune with the happenings in the industry, and to always ensure that you will always be in demand, you have to be a continuous learner. That would be my mantra. Cheryl?
Thank you, sir. So the key takeaways of the success mantras are hard work, passion, be dedicated, ambitious, disciplined, and be a continuous learner. I thank you all panelists for this fruitful discussion, and I request the Vice Principal of our college, Dr. Rodney De Silva, to please
From the audience. Cheryl?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Cheryl, you're not taking questions from the audience?
So Sheetal will be taking up the questions after she'll be announcing about the admission after the vote of thanks.
Okay. It is my pleasant task to propose a vote of thanks at this webinar on career opportunities for commerce graduates. I thank our three panelists, CA Sashikant Shenoy, Dr. Harip Kanapuri, my dear colleague, and Ma'am Grace Dacunia, for your very learned inputs. I thank my president, Mr. Nitin Kunkolikar, for his very bright insights of the future business environment. I thank all the students and parents for joining in, and I hope the interactions will help you make more learned choices. I also thank my organizing team, Dr. Sheetal Arundekar, Dr. Edwin, and all the teachers who have worked behind the scenes. I thank my principal for her very enthusiastic participation and giving us more insights. I thank all the students and their parents. I congratulate them on their spectacular performance in the 12th standard. I wish you all the very best, and we hope to see you all soon at Damodar College. I also thank Mr. Amin Ladakh, who has been our constant support. Thank you very much, sir. And I thank each and everyone for participating in this webinar. Thank you and have a nice weekend.
Thank you, Dr. Rodney. Resource persons, thank you so much for your participation. And resource persons, so that we could take a screenshot.
Cheryl, can you just give me 1 minute? I'd like to say a few words.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Just for the information of everyone here, Sri Damodar College entered its Golden Jubilee year yesterday. We started.
Congratulations, ma'am.
Yes, yes. 16 June 1973 was the first day of the college. So we have entered our Golden Jubilee year. And because of that, the Vidya Vikas Mandal has instituted some scholarships for students. They already had the Mandal scholarships, which were for students entering the college with more than 90%. At academics. This year, there is a variety of scholarships in the name of Sri Damodar College. They are for meritorious and deserving, academically strong, but economically not doing so well. So we have scholarships for them, and we also have for, what are called talent scholarships. So students come. It could be literary talents. So we are offering a lot of scholarships to students, looking basically to have a very diverse kind of student community on the campus, because diversity promotes a lot of learning and a lot of tolerance. Everybody gains when there are different kinds of people on the campus. I'm very firm in my belief about that. So students who are listening, if you have any talents and all, when the notices come up, please make sure that you apply, and we'll make sure that every kind of talent gets rewarded in the college. Thank you.
Students, you could post your questions in the chat box. We have a question for Ma'am Grace. Could you elaborate on the path for investment banking?
Yeah, definitely. I think this is a very good question. So when you complete your graduation, I think this 2 years are very crucial for us to decide, what we want to do next. So especially when I'm a commerce graduate, okay, the first thing that comes in my mind is what next. So especially for students who want to pursue their further education, I would like them to have some practical knowledge before starting a course in investment banking, because you go and learn the theory, but sometimes it is very difficult for you to understand what investment banking is all about. But investment banking is all in the bank. When you sit in the bank and you understand the practical part of it, it's very easy for you to relate the course. So I would really request, especially the aspirant students who want to pursue a career in banking, after graduation, you should be looking for a small internship, or you should be specializing in the bank, learning about the basics of the retail branch banking, and investment banking is a part of the retail branch banking. So in the investment banking, you will learn, various options. It's completely different from the retail branch banking, the daily operations that we do in the branch. But investment banking is much more. It's much more advanced. It's much more big, and it's much more, lucrative as well. Once you get into investment banking, you'll be open to a lot of other options. Your career can take a different path. You can go into domestic investment banking, join the local banks here, or you can move into other private institutions, or you can go abroad. I think even I would suggest that if there is an opportunity available for you to do an international course in investment banking, I mean, nothing like it, because the kind of exposure, the kind of platform that you would be getting also would be much more different. But having said that, in the private sector banks as well, we do give opportunities for investment banking, but you will have to do a certified course in investment banking. So if you don't want to directly after your graduation move into investment banking, then I would suggest you come to the bank, you join as an intern, or you can even join as a junior officer. Of course, that again depends upon your overall performance in the third year. So all that we take into account as well. But we have employed a lot of students who have directly come from their graduation and they've joined as junior officers, and then they have specialized into investment banking. So one is like you come, you finish your graduation, come and learn in the bank, and the other option would be you after your graduation you do a specialized course into investment banking.
Thank you, ma'am Grace. Any more questions, students? We have another question regarding internship in banking or finance. Sir Shashikant Shenoy, would you be able to enlighten us about internship in the area of
Yes.
finance?
Yes. So I think I can cover from a finance perspective, and I'll request my co-panelist Grace to talk about internship in banking. But as far as finance internships are concerned, we are, actually a lot of opportunities. We ourselves within Deloitte network, have a constant need for internships where we can onboard people like you, students, as a part of our firm for, those internship programs. You will get an opportunity to work across the network on various of Deloitte's clients on various projects. It could be internal or it could be external. We are open to having internships, and I will work with the college to see how we can onboard a few of the interns, such that they get opportunity to work with some of the largest Fortune 500 clients that are a part of the Deloitte client network. So if any student is interested, I think my coordinates are with the college, and I'll be happy to see how we can help them. And generally internships work very well during their summer vacations, because that's when the students will have bandwidth to attend some of these programs, and it's a win-win in the sense that students also get an exposure to various practical corporate situations.
Thank you, sir. We have another question. Ma'am Grace, before that, could you tell us about internship in banking?
Yes, I think Shashikant has said it very rightly. Just as his organization also provides a lot of opportunities in internship, I think a lot of other organizations and companies, corporates are offering internship programs. And in the private sector bank, there are a lot of opportunities for interns. Okay, so Axis Bank as well has internship programs. So I would request the students and the college to jointly associate with us, and we could discuss further in detail. But we would like to give these opportunities for students who would like to pursue an intern with the bank. Definitely, it's going to help a lot because, as I said, the practical knowledge that you would get before really doing an MBA or doing another postgraduate course. I think the practical knowledge of even before you would really, somebody asked me a question on investment banking, I think you get a complete exposure over here in the bank. So I would like to give the opportunity to our students and, the ones who are really interested in pursuing a career, who want to really make banking and the insurance as a part of their career. I would like to give this opportunity to our interns, and we will definitely guide them, we will mold them, and we will train them, we will give them the necessary guidance, and I'm sure they won't regret, further on to make this choice, a banking choice as their career.
Thank you, ma'am Grace. I would like to pose this question to Dr. Khanapuri. So could you elaborate on the actuarial science course that the students could take up?
Yeah, actual science course is something that is, I think many commerce students really have not paid attention to this much. And especially because this is quantitatively very exhaustive kind of a course. It is a lot of, the students need to be very good in subjects like mathematics, statistics. Actual science is something that is useful in forecasting. It is something that is actually extensively used in the domain of insurance business. Um, and the major basic skill areas are, yes, quants, the quantitative skills that you have to have. Somewhere I think many of the commerce students don't probably have always shifted away from this particular program because of that very nature of quantitatives. But now with the help of softwares and applications, etc., I think the things are much more easier. So students can really look at the actual science course. It's a huge opportunity in the insurance sector and qualify yourself in that particular domain. Don't get scared by just because there's a lot of mathematics and these that involved. Yes, you have to study a lot of concepts in the area of probability, the statistical probability in particular. But that shouldn't actually restrain you from getting into that particular course. It's a huge opportunity for you in the insurance domain, and particularly because the insurance sector has grown in leaps and bounds over the last decade. And a lot of private insurers, etc., have come in. I think this opportunity has enormously increased, both in the area of life and general insurance business. So do look at it as a good opportunity. Cheryl?
Thank you, sir. I now request all the participants to please switch on your camera so that we could have a group photograph.
Cheryl, just a moment. Cheryl?
Yes, sir.
Cheryl, I missed out thanking one person, and that person is our compare for the day, Cheryl Sanchez. I thank her very much for her very lively comparing, and I'm very sorry that I missed you out.
That's not a problem at all, sir. Thank you so much. I request everyone to please switch on your cameras. Thank you. Thank you so much, resource persons. You all can now leave the meeting. I request the students to please stay back for the announcement regarding admission. Dr. Sheetal Arundekar will
Thank
now
you.
give us the message regarding the admissions.
Yeah, students, am I audible? Okay, so you have seen. How the college focuses on building up your career, and also, we make up, we plan our activities, guest lectures in such a way that you are able to acquaint you timely with the required skills and make you employable. So we take every effort to focus our activities towards employability of the student timely. So it is for you to decide whether you want to be in this college or elsewhere. You have to decide where you want to invest your next 3 years very carefully. So the admission on the DHE portal will close on 20th June 2022. So the admissions are still open for you. Thereafter, the admission process will begin from 21st onwards. So please keep all your documents ready. So students who have selected Damodar College as their first preference only will get admission to Damodar College. So if you still intend to change your preference, please go to the portal, edit your form, give Damodar College as preference 1, and I'm sure that will really help you and make a better future. So it's up to you. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Dr. Sheetal.